Let's go to Roger, who's an Arsenal fan. They had an unbelievable result at the weekend. Scored in the 98th minute. Reece Nelson, it erupted at the Emirates. All right, Rog.
All right, Rog.
How's it going, guys? How you doing?
Yeah, good. Cundy, just before I ask Roger this question, the celebrations, do you think they were a bit much?
I get it. I totally get it. But I thought it was a pitch invasion. How big's their bench, by the way? How big's their bench? Look, I get it. I totally get it. I've been there before. And what...
That's what I was going to say to you. What I was going to say is, my first season I watched football was 2004-05. We know what happened that season, right? That was your first win in about 50 years. I was seeing Jose running down the pitch. I got it. I've never seen this before. I've never experienced it. And a big part of it as well, it's been such a roller coaster of emotions. Like we were nervous going into the World Cup and what was going to, we were going to lose the momentum. We were nervous when we lost Jesus. We were nervous about our January run. We were nervous after we lost the City. And 3-0 win. You'd probably take that. You take that beforehand, but then...
Yeah, but do you know what, though, Rich? Do you know what? I do get it. And I know what I'm like, right, when Chelsea score late on. I know. I lose my mind, right?
You do.
I lose it. But I felt... I couldn't work out whether the game was over, whether who's that... It felt like there was... it looked like a pitch invasion. And I'm thinking...
Staff are running on the pitch.
That can't just be staff.
It was a bit much.
That can't just be staff, can it? It can't just be staff. There must have been like some well, it looked like. Look, I understand it because football's an emotional sport.
Yeah.
And what Arteta does, I know he gets a little bit of stick, right? But he encourages that. So he's that type of manager.
Look how he's turned around the feeling.
No, Rog. I'm not criticising.
You are a little bit.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Said it was a bit much.
No, I'm not criticising.
You said in the break they were a disgrace.
Those words never left my lips. I would be happy to say
he did. He did, Roger.
No, if I did, I'd say it now, Roger. I'm not afraid to tell you how I feel.
You keep out of it. This is winners' talk.
No. But it's one. But you've also got to remember, there's opposition on the pitch, and there's still time to play the game. It's like the game's not over. I understand it.
I mean, there was like a little kid on the pitch. Yeah, that shouldn't be happening.
Was there? Was there a kid on the pitch? That was Arteta, wasn't it? Or was there a kid? But look, no.
It's emotion, it's football.
I know. Look, Roger, I'm not.
We're going to enjoy every single minute.
Roger, I'm not. I understand it and I get it, right? I do. But what you've also got to remember is that there's. Imagine. Okay, let me turn this around.
Well,
now,
Bournemouth scored in 9 seconds. They could have done that from the kickoff. They could have done that again. When you're having them celebrations and your place is erupting, you go back, still minutes to play.
Yeah, I just think you wouldn't really want to see, but because it was so late on,
it was.
And you know what? I get it.
In the moment when it happens, you're not thinking.
Yeah, no, I do. I get it. But do you know what you kind of question is like. It's like the guys that carry the stretcher are on the pitch running around with stretchers above their head. Jumping up and down. Stewards running around sliding on their knees.
Calm down a little. Rod, you've got to calm down a little bit. You scraped to win against Bournemouth,
The stewards
we've done that away from home against them this season.
I don't expect you to ever understand what any of this feels like.
No, Roger, I'm not. I totally get it, right? And but it's like, where are these people coming from? How many are there? How big's this bench? You got coppers running around, taking their tops off.
A lot of people are seeing things,
throwing their helmet on the floor.
Never seen before with Arsenal, and I just feel like a lot of people just have to have something to say. That's what it feels like. From where we're sitting.
No, that tells me Arsenal got to win it. That victory there. So.
Oh, come on.
No, that does, Jay.
It's a long way to go. Played 26 games.
I've seen Man United.
12 games left.
I've seen Manchester United do it. I've seen City do it. I've seen Chelsea do it. I've seen Arsenal do it. You know those games where it looks like you're going to drop points, and because you played after Man City played there. You can't afford to drop points. I get all of the emotion.
Man City will win the league, mate.
I don't know, mate. Do you know the longest run Man City have been on? Wins back to back to back. Do you know how many games it is this season?
Cool.
The most they've ever done is 3. Now they've got to be banging out 7 or 8 to get near Arsenal.
They're 5 points behind them. They've got to play them.
Yeah, but they've got to keep winning, mate. And the most they've won back to back to back. It's 3 games this season.
No, it's not
That's why they are where they
Let's
are.
not get carried away.
I think that tells you, and I think that's what those fans knew, and the bench and the coppers and the stewards and the St John's ambulance guys that are running on. It was unbelievable.
It was like they won the World Cup. It was ridiculous.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.